Hey Capricorn, it's March 2020 reading for you. So if you're Capricorn Sun, Rising or Moon, it may resonate for you. It's a general reading. If you do enjoy it, please drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can also find more details which are over on my website, romywyser.com. You can find the link for that in the description box below. Okay, Capricorn, it's a big month for you. Let's take a look and see what's coming through. So we're in Pisces season, third house for you with the Mercury retrograde. So a big review going on of the way that you think and how you're communicating. Some deep self-evaluation taking place, and this readiness to feel the change as Saturn moves out of your sign. A collective sigh of relief, I'm sure, although we know it's dipping back in later this year when Saturn moves into retrograde. But it's going to be a really powerful, potent month for you. So we open up your card with 8 of Cups. I think it makes perfect sense because you are leaving your old self behind. There is something that you have had to let go of in this transit. It may have been incredibly painful. It may have put you through the most arduous of journeys. It may have emotionally taken you to the brink over and over and over again, Capricorn, but you are at that final stage of the journey. You are almost at the point of reaching the top of that mountain and being able to recognize how far you've come. What's important at this point in time is that you, particularly while we're in retrograde, don't sink down too deeply into the whirlpool of emotions, and that you can still find some perspective about where you now stand, because the danger in that very Neptunian energy in Pisces season is that if we're not careful, we can forget everything that we've learned. We can forget how far we've come. We can forget everything that we gained on the journey and why we set out on the particular path that we did in the first place. So be careful of that illusionary kind of haze that may still be lingering in that first period of March. I do think that you have the supportive energy, particularly of Mars still moving through Capricorn right through until the 30th of March before it shifts into Aquarius. So that is going to help you. It's going to give you the drive and the clarity of vision to kind of see this through. But remember, it's also about allowing yourself to surrender to whatever needs to be released this month. Really important. So Saturn shifts from Capricorn into Aquarius on the 22nd of the month. Just before that, wow, okay, 10 of Swords. So there's definitely the profound kind of ending of this cycle taking place. So, and I think that, you know, there is going to be a real mix of emotions for you through this month of March. I think it's going to be a very complex time as you feel into the lightness that is starting to make its way to you. But you also have to kind of reconcile on what the cost is of the journey that you've been on, because there has undoubtedly been some casualties along the way, both in the connections that have perhaps come and gone in your life, or the things that you've had to let go of, walk away from, or make peace with the ending of. And I think that, you know, that's churning up an awful lot of stuff for you, which at times could feel quite heavy, but I do think that you are starting to get the illumination. We've got beautiful full moon in Virgo happening on the 9th. It's coming into your 9th house, so it is going to give you that opportunity to be quite philosophical about a lot of what this is represented. So, you know, maybe still in that ending of February, beginning of March, you're still kind of feeling a little bit in the thick of it, but as we clear out that full moon energy, there's much more of a visionary sense coming forward. Mercury moving direct on the 16th into Pisces, which is going to help you and open up the lines of communication much more cleanly for you as well. 6 of Cups, of course, there's going to be some reminiscing. Of course, there's going to be some review, some looking back, some thinking about how far you've come and the growth that has taken place, perhaps the impact that it's had on you personally, on your family, on the people around you. But ultimately, you know, when Saturn's in our sign and puts us through these lessons, there is so much more blessings and gift to be gained than anything that is perceived as a loss. And the Six of Cups, I think, is bringing in a really important level of tenderness and compassion towards yourself. So even if some of these energies feel a little bit heavy at the beginning of the month, we start to see you opening up and allowing in that real sense of sensitive you time to really be able to feel what the priority now is moving forward. Okay, what is the priority moving forward? And I don't think you're going to be, you know, sometimes in Mercury retrograde we can be kind of in that energy of like looking back with rose-tinted glasses. I don't think for Capricorn that's really going to be something that you're going to have to worry about. I think you're going to be seeing the kind of blood on the floor of exactly what has happened, exactly what has taken place for you to get to this point. So I think you're looking with your eyes wide open at that, but you can still find the tenderness, you can still find the kindness, the love toward yourself and your journey and your situation and those around you in terms of what you've had to endure, what you've had to go through, right? So when we move, okay, beautiful, the wheel coming in, because when we move into Aries season, which happens on the 20th along with the equinox, there is that major shift, that major rebalancing and transformational energy coming in. And for you, it is delivering like a complete do-over. This is what's happening, right? You are literally having graduation time. You are completely stepping into a new cycle. Saturn in Aquarius into your second house, going to be an interesting placement as you start to evaluate your worth and start to look at how you show up in the world in that way, the way that you use resources, the way that you direct your time, energy, and attention towards things. But the wheel is bringing in blessings. The wheel is giving you some sense of validation and vindication, I think, for so much of what you have had to endure this last couple of years. And don't get me wrong, for some of you Capricorns, you may have felt like actually this was a really wonderful time of being able to push yourself and step outside of your comfort zone and really achieve an incredible amount. You know, regardless, the growth that you've been through on a personal level is profound. Absolutely profound. And whether anybody else sees that or not, you know what I'm talking about. You know what's taken place within you. And you know that wheel coming through is now the indicator that all of these cycles eventually come to a point of evolution, of moving forward, of ending, of you know, taking us to the next level. And it's what you now do with all of that wisdom that you've gained. It's how you come together with your higher self. It's how you come together with the wisdom. It's how you meet people in this new energy landscape. It's how you receive what the universe now wants to deliver to you, and the way in which you want to share and how you want to bond and how you want to devote yourself. Two of Cups could be absolutely representing a number of different things for you this month of March, Capricorn. It could be about coming back together in a relationship and feeling your way into that in this new you. It could be falling back in love with your job or your business. It could be coming into deeper commune with your higher self and your spirituality. Whatever it is, it's had to take the ending of something and the letting go, the shedding, the emotional clearing to bring about the opportunity for a completely brand new energy space for you to work with. And I really like these energies coming in because for me they do feel very powerful in their focus. Okay, when the wheel comes in, of course it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is working through your sign throughout 2020. It's bringing the blessings in, but it's bringing them in a way that from an energy perspective you can understand and you can work with. You know, these figures are leaned against that powerful oak tree, so there's a strength and an endurance that's coming through. I feel for some of you maybe this March is about a little bit of an endurance test in some ways. It's like you've come this far, you're going to give up now, you know. maybe a couple more like redirects or something coming in from left field. Sometimes when these major planets move signs, it can just feel a little bit disruptive, a little bit unsettling as we get the reminder of everything that we've meant to have learned. But Four of Swords coming through is about the time that you need to retreat. Okay, I love this. Six of Cups, Four of Swords is you stepping back, reviewing, taking time for yourself, making sure that your energy is clean, being aware that, you know, through February there was an awful lot of stress and anxious energy around everybody as the coping mechanisms, the comfort blankets, the pathways that were toxic, everything was, you know, subject to this mass clearing. And through retrograde, everyone felt a little bit uncertain about what that meant, still trying to find their feet about how to move forward. All of these expectations, all of this energy, and trying to find where it fits. And I think that it's important for you, Capricorn, as you've gone through such a profound change of identity through this Saturn transit particularly, and that conjunction taking place back in January, that you do take the time that you need to recharge and restore your energies. This isn't the time to do battle. This isn't the time to try to convince anybody else of what you've been through or what you're going through. This is a time for you to reflect on what it's meant on a very personal level to you, because then you're going to come out of it with the real meaning, and that's going to help you to make the right choices and decisions about what comes next. You have to do things differently. You are going to do things differently moving forward from March. In Aries season, it's your 4th house, so it's about where you feel safe. And for some of you, you might still be trying to figure that out, having perhaps had some foundations kind of displaced or even ripped away to a certain extent. So the time that you're going to need to just sort of find your level and build that foundational sense of safety, perhaps retreat back into that soul family or, you know, close family knit people that really know you, that really understand you, before you're ready to kind of reconnect out into the world in a bigger way, may well be on your mind through this month of March. 9 of Pentacles is reminding you of how much you have accomplished, reminding you of the opportunity to keep that spirit, keep that faith. You know, the way that you're going to achieve in this year of 2020 is by honoring the implementation of everything that you have gained and learned. There's a very independent, powerful stance that the 9 of Pentacles brings forward for you, but she also brings a grace, a poise, and a sense of dignity. So don't lower your energy, don't lower your standards. You know, keep very focused on what matters and what the priorities are. Hold your energy accountable and let everybody else see that what you have been through and what you have learned has profoundly changed you, and that you're therefore no longer prepared to operate in any kind of space that doesn't represent the highest of values, the highest of ideals that you now have for yourself and those that you love and those that you care for. You know, this is a time of being reliant on yourself only in as much as you know what's best for you. You know what you're going through. You know that the cycle has taught you so much, and it's about what you take from that. It's you know your own patterns. This is not for anyone else to call them out. You know, you do have opportunity coming your way. For those of you looking at this from a work and business perspective, you may well find that you're leaving something behind. You're looking to a different pathway. You're looking to perhaps even strike out on your own. From an entrepreneurial perspective, this does bode well. I think there's unexpected opportunities and blessings coming in the month of March for you. You're going to have to ask yourself some really deep questions about how you want to operate in that job, in that business moving forward, because you don't get this far having been through what you've been through to then set up a whole new pathway doing the same thing. I don't mean necessarily the same type of job, I just mean acting in the same way, expressing yourself in the same way. It has to change. It has to change. You have changed. You have to honor that, Capricorn. From a relationship perspective, I think that you are feeling much more empowered, much more in control through this month of March. I think those of you that are single are going to come into a time when you're more at peace with that right now, because you're aware of all the shifts and change happening in your energy. As you start to see that settle, you are going to be able to allow the weight to lift, so to speak. 10 of Wands is reminding you that there's no point in trying to take on too much this month, Capricorn. It's not going to serve you. The 10s are about a point of completion coming in. If you try to be the one who fixes everything, if you try to be the one who buries yourself into a particular, set of tasks, a work or career, and not face some of the clearing energies or the work that you need to do on a personal level, it isn't going to serve you. So your 10 of Wands just coming in as a gentle reminder that even though it may feel onerous to do the work, it's such a moment in time of liberation. It's coming. The lightness started to show itself in February. I think many of you didn't really get the opportunity to feel into it because retrograde kind of threw you back into perhaps a lot of what you thought you had cleared out or already dealt with. But this time of reevaluation is showing you that if you want to get to this point, we have to find a different approach, because if we try to do it the same way again, you're just not going to have the heart for it, and you're not going to have the energy for it. You're going to get burnt out. And that is with regards to relationships as well, Capricorn. If we don't come up with a new plan and a new strategy, a new way of connecting, a new way of bonding, of devoting ourselves to one another in a healthier expression, then you're just going to want to step back. You're going to want to retreat. You're going to need that time out, and your energy is just going to be drained. So I think it's complex. It's a bit of a tough love month, but I think you're always stoic and ready and poised to take the medicine, is what I want to say. And that medicine is really helping you to transform your life, and that's what this whole transit is about for you, right? So the new moon in Aries coming in on the 24th, giving you that beautiful burst of energy. Some of you may even well be considering like changes in and around your house or home or place of work. I love Temperance coming through for you, because I think it's not only the healing and very sort of balanced energy, bringing things into a place of harmony, moderation. It's a little bit of that zen, but I do think with Four of Swords and Temperance, there is a need to step back, not to rush forward, which might feel a little bit counterintuitive as we're stepping into March and we're ready to kind of instigate and move forward. But I think that for you, Capricorn, it is just about being really clear about the direction that you're moving in. First and foremost, could be a Sagittarius energy that you are dealing with Temperance coming through here as well. If that is the case, that I think maybe there has been some time out, maybe something's felt quite difficult or challenging for you. There is a sense of patience coming through. So I think if some of you do feel frustrated about the progress from this first few weeks of 2020, there's also this quiet kind of almost whisper voice that I get coming through that just says, look, just surrender into allowing this energy to completely dissipate from your energy field, and then you're going to start to see and invite in the changes that are coming. Quite a lot of unexpected events set to take place in the month of March for you. So I do think that you're not going to be kind of in retreat for so long that you're going to miss out, and you're not going to be actively moving forwards on the path. But there's definitely a need to not rush too quickly, is what I'm going to say. Everything feels like it's kind of holding you back just a slight moment, and there will be good reason for that. So let's take a look and see the oracle card that's coming out for you. Wow, beautiful. Personal power. What a stunning card. The directness, the absolute focus, the radiance of this energy, the majesty, the nobility that comes forward, reminding you that what all of this has been about is you stepping into a much more charged energy and empowerment and a belief in yourself and what you're here to do and how you want to be treated and how you want to be respected, and taking full ownership and accountability for that. Really beautiful card coming through there for you. Right, in stark contrast, hyena, fear. I mean, this is really the epitome of it, isn't it? And it you know what I love with this is it's almost like the before and the after, isn't it? I mean, it really is. You know, it's how you're going to feel post Saturn transit. And okay, we're going to have a dip back in later in 2020, just as a short reminder of everything that you have been working through, Capricorn. But what it shows to me is that it had purpose. Where you dealt with the fear, where you dealt with those aspects of yourself that felt sabotaging or that held you back or that kind of locked you into patterns that just felt relentless at times, you know, that felt barren, that felt devoid of, you know, radiance and colour and love and abundance and health and vitality and exuberance and, you know, life force. Where you felt perhaps it was sucked right out of you, actually what it was doing was completely recalibrating your entire energy system to kind of deliver you and invite you to step forward into something really quite beautiful, really quite radiant, and absolutely something that you are deserving and worthy of. So take a check-in and see where those fears are showing up for you this month. They're set through retrograde particularly to just remind you perhaps where you're still not stepping into your personal power, maybe where you're avoiding it, maybe where you are not using it in the way that you know you should be, knowing what you now know in this new chapter of your life. I think it will show up. You'll have the opportunity through lots of different situations and conversations that are going to take place. You know, third house in Pisces season is very much about the way that you think, and that has changed. So how are you going to express the change to people around you? How are you going to showcase this new you? What is the debut that you need to make to say, this is what I stand for, these are my ideals, this is what I expect, this is what I won't tolerate, this is where I'm going to move away, this is where I want to move towards. Okay, Capricorn, I hope this has given you some insight for the month of March. I'm going to go ahead and pull us some cards for the extended reading. If you would like to join me, we'll talk for another 20 minutes or so and pull out some deeper messages. Before we do that, I'd like you to just consider a question, a key question, if it hasn't come up in the cards, and we will cover this in the extended. So if you think about that question in your mind right now, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for it here. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some clarifying cards now for what we have pulled in your main spread. So beginning just with the Eight of Cups. Okay, we have King of Swords energy. Perhaps some of you have had to walk away or leave a relationship or situation connected with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius or Gemini, or somebody that represents that to you. Page of Swords, okay. Air energy quite strong here. A lot of focus on communication, news, conversations taking place. Knight of Wands coming in with the Ten of Swords. Could be a fire sign as well that is engaged in a situation with you just now. We'll take a look at that in more detail. Five of Swords, okay. Knight of Pentacles. Maybe some of you have got some work stress right now, trying to find a new approach, trying to find a different way, perhaps struggling within yourself of two different types of energy you're now working with, the old and the new, and trying to find a balance of how you make that work with something existing in your world. Two of Wands with the Six of Cups. The Devil coming through, which is your card, Capricorn. I think the temptation to go back into old ways is going to be strong, but you are being given the strength to invite in a different way, to invite in the blessings, to invite in a new paradigm. Eight of Wands with the Two of Cups. Full energy with the Four of Swords. We had full energy coming through last month for you, and I think it's returning this month because maybe we had a false start with it in February. Maybe you didn't feel it really coming through, but once you've had that time of recharge, restoration, Ace of Cups, yeah. When you start to fall back in love with your life, with yourself, actually. Queen of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. Three of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Okay. Maybe some of you have just felt like you were breaking your heart over something and it's just not come together. However, card of Temperance giving patience, Magician coming through. One more for that. Queen of Wands, beautiful. Okay. Personal power, Three of Cups. And the Hyena, Knight of Swords. Okay. I'm also just seeing on the bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. Let's go with that as well. Okay, Capricorn, thank you so much. I wish you many blessings for the month of March. I appreciate you tuning in. If you've enjoyed, please do drop me a like or a comment. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. If you're joining me for the extended, the link is in the description box below, and I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Take good care. Bye for now.